Hey, good afternoon, Ed Drost. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great. How about yourself, Stephen?
Doing well, thank you.
Steve-
Doing well.
It's good to see you again, Stephen Reeker. Yeah, we had a little break this weekend, but we're back, and
We are. We're back.
we're doing three preventative wellness, talking about Dr. Stevie, who was a former chiropractor. I guess
hmm
she still is a chiropractor, but she no longer practices as a chiropractor.
Correct.
She's a brand ambassador for three, and also Dr. James Baker in Arkansas, who has a preventative wellness clinic.
hmm
So he went from from reactive to proactive. So anyway, we're wellness. So we're gonna listen to what they have to say about three.
Perfect.
Okay, let's do it.
Let's.
Oh no, don't do. Oh, hang on.
Global Wellness Wednesday. I am honored to be your host tonight. I am Dr. Stevie Helsel coming to you from Missouri. And we have an incredible lineup tonight. We have a special guest and we have some incredible testimonials here at the end. And we're just excited to share about 3 International. And, a little bit about me. I am married to Dave. We have 4 kiddos and 2 grandbabies, which is the best gig ever. And, I have always been obsessed with all things nutrition. And if I'm going to put my name, my reputation, my license behind a product, it does have to check a lot of boxes. And I love that every single box has been checked here at 3 International. And so without further ado, I am going to introduce our special guest. He is right here from the Midwest too, although a little bit further south down in Arkansas. And he is actually an internist and he has his own preventive wellness practice. He takes a proactive approach to wellness, which I love. And from the very first time I met him, you guys, it's just like he has a huge, huge, huge heart of service. He and his wife, Elisa, are 2 of the most kind people in the world. They have a beautiful family and they have 5 kiddos and 4 grandbabies, and they love to spend time together. They travel and they're building their forever home on the lake, and they are just amazing. And I don't know, Dr. Baker, if you know this or not, but you are Dave and I's hero in so many ways. And just having you on board on our scientific advisory board, brings a lot of credibility. And so we'll kind of uncover that tonight. So we're honored to have you tonight, and let's dive in. So how did you get here? Tell us a little bit about your journey, your whole becoming a medical doctor and that journey and what that looks like and how you got into preventative wellness and proactive health.
Well, thank you, Dr. CV. And it is my pleasure to be here with you and all the rest of you. Thank you very much. But people who know me, my patients especially, and people I've talked to before, I've made the comment before, I knew when I was 5 years old what I was going to do, that I was going to be a doctor someday. And which is quite a blessing because so many people going through college and things don't figure that out for years. So it's quite a blessing. But after 25 years of practice in internal medicine, I'm a board certified internist, and I've done critical care and hospitalist work as well. But after that 25 years, I began to realize that medicine it shouldn't just be treating diseases. Let's work on preventing these things. That's the name of the game, proactive health. And so I was introduced to a practice model called MDVIP, which we may talk about maybe a little later, but it's a type of practice where I have the time and the opportunity to work with my patients on not only if it's medications, which I still have to use, I'm an internist, but I always like to offer a lot of these other natural, healthy things that we not only can help treat certain specific illnesses as far as these medications and combinations, but we can help hopefully prevent some things if I can teach people how to keep themselves healthy. And so that's what I've been doing the last 6.5 years. I've been doing proactive health and wellness type of a practice. And it's been a blessing to me. I would never go back to the old way of just treating diseases when they pop up. It's changed my life, and I hope it's changed a lot of patients' lives.
Absolutely. And don't you find now, I practiced for 18 years, and when patients first came in, they were on like maybe one or two medications. And by the time that I retired 7.5 years ago from chiropractic, I sold my practice and retired. I had patients coming in and they were on a list of medications quite long. And, it seemed like all of them were asking, hey, I would love to try to get off these medications and be more proactive. Did you find that same thing in your practice?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And still every day, as I get new patients come in, I tell people right off the bat, first thing we do is we sit down with all your medications. I want them to bring in all their supplements they're on, everything else, because there's interactions and the way things work together. I want to go through all of that. I want to go through the chemistry of each one, talk to patients about why we might not need that particular blood pressure medicine or that cholesterol medicine, and how we can mix things together, first of all, in the safest way, but also in a way that's going to be most helpful for them. And then as we work together is when I really start working on building a foundation of prevention from then on. Matter of fact, the MDVIP I mentioned, that actually stands for value in prevention. That's the kind of model that I practice now. So.
Mm-hmm. Now, tell us about that, because as we become friends, and I just love learning a little bit more about your practice, because a lot of people may not even know that they actually have these proactive clinics all around North America, at least. So the MDVIP, if someone were to want to come out and see a practitioner, I know you treat a lot of patients from literally all over the North America. Literally, they fly in to see you because of this. And so tell us a little bit about how that is different than like my normal PCP. How is that different?
Thank you. Good question. This was set up again, as I mentioned. First thing I always tell every new patient that comes in to meet me, we call them meet and greets, where I sit down and I explain why this kind of practice, why would this be different for a patient? Because a lot of times when they come in to see me, they don't know yet. They just read something about me online, so they come in to talk to me. But again, MDVIP, I tell all my patients, you're always going to be a very important person, but that's not what that stands for. It's value in prevention. And so that's what I gear everything towards. If a person's already had a heart attack and stroke and they come to see me as a new patient, they're into what we call that secondary prevention range now. They've already had problems, but I'm going to do everything we can to not let it happen again. And so that's the way this is set up. I have time to spend with my patients. I don't see but 8 to 10 patients a day. So I can spend that time, or I can get them in quicker. I can call a referral doctor if we need someone like a pulmonologist or an endocrinologist. I can call and tell them about my patient. And of course, they love that because they don't have to start over from scratch. So that's what I think sets this apart from other regular practices. And nothing against those guys out there that are in the trenches trying to see 30, 40, 50 people a day. But as an internist, I simply can't do that. My patients usually are too complex. So.
Yes, I love that. I love that. And you are so humble. You finished top of your class, you earned all of these awards, and you just come across as so humble and kind, because you are. And it's truly in your DNA. You knew at 5. And I'm so glad that you actually honored that, and you're using your gifts and talents, because you're truly making a difference in the world. And so just know that that's incredible. So you could choose to put your name, your reputation, and your license behind any proactive wellness products. Why did you choose to put all of those behind 3 international products?
Well, Dr. Sevia, it's actually pretty simple. It's this advanced delivery technology. The thing is, I've tried to encourage people to supplement my entire practice career. And even though I've known that whole time that even when I used to tell people to get this or get that at the health food store, I knew absorption was going to be a problem. But since working with these incredible scientists with 3 international, Dr. Dan, as well as these other incredible physicians that I work with, and yourself, it just is such a game changer because of the delivery technology. And most people don't realize now, that we actually have 11 different types of delivery technologies that are used in our products. Now, not each one has all 11, but in general, we have that many different kinds of technology that Dr. Dan has brought to the table, and that's pretty much unheard of. So that's what separates this from anything else I've seen out there before. Absorption, bioavailability, those are terms that we'll use all the time, and we can explain those more if we need to. But that was what drew me to 3 International for sure.
Absolutely. And I couldn't agree more. When I'm out there looking at products and vetting products, I look for sourcing. I read an article and it said 83% of the time when we go to like GNC, Costco, Walmart, all those stores, 83% of the time what's actually on the label is not even in the bottle. So I look for sourcing, I look for delivery, I look for absorption. And then when I got on the phone with our chief science officer and he told me about the advanced delivery technologies, it was an easy yes. And all of the boxes have been checked. So
yeah, I agree. I mean, people can go out and find a lot of the ingredients and probably have everything from glutathiones to curcumins or whatever. That's fine. They're out there, but you got to get it into the body. It's not what we eat, it's what we absorb that's most important. And we have that ability at 3 that's above and beyond anything I have seen before. And that's why I like these products so much.
Ed, you muted?
Hey, I'm muted. Yeah, I'm gonna they were talking about going into the advanced delivery systems and all, but preventative wellness. The doctor had gone switch back, but like Dr. Stevie said in this, the patients keep coming in over the years, and they're coming in with more and more and more. It seems like with all the advertising we see about medications and pharmaceuticals,
Right.
more and more people are on these things. And my daughter was just telling me about something, and I didn't even know this, but there's a diabetic drug out there now, but people are taking it and they're losing weight. And now all these people that want to lose weight are going to take a diabetic drug.
Yeah, right. Well, that's the thing with a lot of these different drugs. There's unforeseen contraindications or was it off-label uses, I believe they call it, where they're basically using a drug that's meant for one thing to try to address another. And, the side effects are bad enough for the people that are using the drug to treat what it was designed to or developed to treat. God knows what the side effects are for some of these other situations. So, yeah, it's kind of scary. And
that sounds very scary. I mean, I understand weight loss is important to a lot of people, but that sounds extremely scary when you're taking a diabetic drug to lose weight, thinking that's going to be your savior, I guess you would say.
Right. Yeah. When you're not a diabetic. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
I mean, right. I think that's just fraught with peril. People that are doing stuff like that are really literally taking their life into their hands. So go ahead.
No, I was just saying, basically that was our introduction to Dr. James Baker, Dr. Seavey.
Yep.
This is it's going to be like 3, maybe 4 parts, but we have some testimonials too. So I thought we'd end it there, do about try to keep it under 15 minutes, but our normal little, but it's just all about 3: preventative wellness, proactive wellness.
Yep. And as the doctor summarized, it really comes down to the delivery system. I mean, there are other products out there that may or may not have similar ingredients, but they're just not going to get as effectively absorbed into the system. They don't have the cutting edge delivery technologies that we have with 3. So, I mean, that is truly the game changer. So, so we'd love to share some more info for you. For anybody that's curious and has questions, please reach out to us either on temovement.com, the entrepreneurial movement, or reach out to Ed Drost or me, Stephen Reeker, on social. We're everywhere. We'd love to lock arms and have you join us in the fastest growing team in the company, learn more about what these amazing products can do for you and the people that you love. And just grateful you came out and took the time to join us today.
Yes, and we also have a study available about our absorption technologies, which
That's
we
right.
could send. We'd be glad to send to you. So here we're going to leave it right now. We're about at 15 minutes, and thanks everybody for jumping on, and see you tomorrow.
Okay, sounds great. Ed, you have a good one. Thanks everybody for joining us. We'll see you next time. All right, bye for now.
Yep.
Bye.